everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing a little something different, okay? We are ranking every single spooky item in Animal Crossing New Horizons. This is my favorite item set in the game. I feel like collectively, this is probably around the A rank, low S rank. I feel like all of these items are very, very good. My only complaint with these as a whole is that there's not a lot of variety. Like, they could have easily called this the pumpkin set. Very heavy on pumpkin stuff. I would have wanted to see more bats, more ghosts, things like that. But today, I thought it'd be fun. Spooky season is, you know, on its way. It's almost here. It's August, but it's almost here. So I wanted to rank all of these. I've never ranked item sets before. So if you want more of this, let me know. I was actually going to include like the harvest leaf set in this, but I was like, you know what? Let's stay spooky, okay? So let's get to the first one, because this might take a little bit. Not that much time, but let's go. Today's video is brought to you by Factor, and Factor is one of my best kept secrets. Listen, I edit videos, I stream all the time, I do a bunch of other stuff, and sometimes at the end of the night, I don't always have time to make a meal for myself, but Factor has me covered with chef-created meals that are fresh, never frozen, super nutritious, and by the way, they're ready in like 2 minutes. How do you beat that? Factor is always super convenient, and they really take the guesswork out of what to make for breakfast, lunch, or even dinner. They offer meals for those looking to follow keto, low calorie, vegan, and even vegetarian lifestyles, so there's a ton to choose from. And if you're picky like me, Factor even has 27 plus meal options each week, so there's definitely something for everyone, whether you want to just do a couple meals a week or meals for the entire week. We got you covered. And I can't emphasize this enough. No prep, no mess. And it's an amazing alternative to something like fast food or ordering in, which I'm always trying to reduce week after week. So if you are interested and you want to kind of take charge of your week and be extra prepared, use my link or go to go.factor75.com and use code POGNinten130 for $130 off across 6 boxes. Super good deal. Thanks again, Factor. And now let's get back to the rest of the video. Okay, so first up, we have the Spooky Arch. And this is a bit of a meme on my channel, but Spooky Arch, I think, is a fantastic item. Now, before we really get into these, the Spooky set basically has 4 different customization options. We have the orange, we have sort of the yellowy orange, green, and white. I think I'm right on that. The Spooky Arch is very cool. I like it a lot. And the different customizations, you can change the wood color. So if you want more of like a darker wood or that lighter wood, I think it's a pretty solid item. It's so weird. All of these are 2 years old now, but they already feel so classic to Animal Crossing already. I don't know. 2020 feels like a long time ago. Spooky Arch, I would have to put in... I want to put them all in S. I'm going to put it in A for now. I might move it around, and also I'll rank within the category too. I'm going to put it in A. I feel like what's keeping me from S is how can I use this in different ways? You know, it's just going to be an archway. At the end of the day, it's just going to be an archway. We're going to go over some items that have multi-uses, which pushes them up. But the Spooky Arch I really like. The customizations are cool. I like the fabric that goes around the arch. I like the little bats as well. We talked about being very one note. And, you know, the bats being involved too. I think it's a solid item. I mean, A's good. Don't yell at me for A. A is very good. By the way, I also made this tier list thing. I searched for a spooky item tier list, but it wasn't there. So there's no one crazy like me ranking things in August. Anyway, next up we have the Jax poster. Now this for me is a very, very cool item. I think that, you know, it glows in the dark. I want to say it's like one of the final rewards, right? For doing it. Or no, Jax sends it to you first. I think this is the first item. Yeah, Jax sends it to you in the mail, basically greeting you into spooky season. So this is always a very nostalgic item for me. I will have to put it in B though, just because, okay, I think it's an S item, but if we, you know, step back a little bit, you can't use it for much. Put it on the wall and it's done, right? it just kind of, I see these everywhere in people's houses, like on dream addresses and stuff. It's a very, very cool item, but because it's so limited, it's just a wall decoration, you know? So you can't do a lot with it. I'm going to put it in B. Mind you guys, I think all of these are S, but like we're being critical here. Okay, anyway. Next up is the Spooky Treat Basket. I don't know if I'm getting these names right, by the way. This item is very, very solid. I love it so much how the different customizations change the cake pop and the cupcakes, and the candy even changes. And of course, the face of the pail changes. For that reason, I think it has to go in S. They went above and beyond with the customizations. They didn't just do like a white pumpkin with the same decorations. Like, so the orange one is like a ghost cake pop, and then the other ones are like totally different. Is that a cake pop or is that a caramel apple? I don't know what it is, but that is S rank. You can use it for a lot too. You can put it outside of villager houses and it looks like Halloween night. I love that item so much. I think that's an S. That is an S rank item right there. Because of the customizations, they went above and beyond. Anyway. Next up is the Spooky Carriage. And this is kind of the grand finale of Halloween in Animal Crossing. This is the last item you get. I feel like it is a really, really cool item. But here's where the hate happens, okay? I don't know what to do with it. I don't have like sort of a fantasy, you know, theme like that. So I feel like the Spooky Carriage, it's kind of like a trophy to me. You know, I don't really know what to do with it. I've seen really good uses of it, but because of that, I'm going to put it in C. I hate doing that. I've seen a really, oh, I don't know actually, because I've turned it around and used it as like a giant pumpkin. No, I'm going to put it in B. I'm going to put it above the poster. Yeah, I have to put it in B. Nothing's going below B, by the way. No, the Spooky Carriage, I've seen it turned around and made to look like a giant pumpkin. I've used that in like a giant pumpkin contest. I've seen it in like a very fantasy setting where it's like a horse-drawn carriage. I've seen it used in a couple ways. Personally, for me, I don't really use it a ton, but it is a really cool item. The lights go on. There's customizations. I like it. Okay, next up is the Pumpkin Stool. I believe that's what it's called. And there is a table later on we're going to look at. The stool, for me, is a cool item. I actually like this item quite a bit. You know what? I'm going to put the poster in C. Yeah, I'm going to put the poster in C. I got to be more critical, okay? The stool, for me, goes in B. And I like it better than the carriage just because it has like that really cool vine detail around it. And if you put it in a pumpkin patch, it almost looks like someone broke a pumpkin or like smashed a pumpkin or something, because it's like half of it is showing. I like this one quite a bit. There's different customizations, and yeah, I like it just for that fact. You can put it in your pumpkin patches. If you've ever been to a real pumpkin patch, not all the pumpkins are like perfect. So I like that one. Next up is the Spooky Cookies item. And this for me is an S. There's not a lot you can do with it. This is like the brand. This is, I think, the newest spooky item in Animal Crossing. I love this item so much. There's 4 different pumpkin cookies. I actually want to recreate this in real life. There's a bat cookie. There's a ghost cookie. You can't do a lot with it. You can't even customize it. But spooky frosted cookies in Animal Crossing have to go in S. I don't write these rules, okay? I just follow them. That's an amazing item. Next up is the Spooky Scarecrow. And this is one of the ones that have multi-uses. So I was talking about the Spooky Stool, and you can kind of put it in a pumpkin patch and it looks like a smashed pumpkin. This one you can turn around and have out all fall. It doesn't have to just be during the Halloween season. Different customizations. The garment that's around the Scarecrow changes based on the customizations. I feel like this is another solid one. I'd probably put in B, just below the stool. I think that's a solid item. I kind of want to go A, but I'll save it. I think it goes in B. It's a good item. It's a must-have. Okay, next up is the Spooky Floor. And you know what? I'll do all of these together. I'll do all these together. So we have the spooky floor, the spooky rug, and the wall. The spooky floor, I think, goes in D. It's not spooky enough for me. If you have the flooring, you can have this flooring in your house like all year round. It does have some pumpkin decorations, but it doesn't ooze over the top Halloween for me. So I think that's why it's so low. I do actually like that item quite a bit, and I do use it. But if I'm ranking it, I gotta put it in D. I gotta draw the line in the sand somewhere. The spooky rug, on the other hand, I think goes up to A. This, for me, is a solid Halloween item. It has like the 4 pumpkins there. It's purple. It has some oranges in there. Has some greens in there. That is a Halloween rug if I've ever seen one. I love it. I think it's great. The wall, I think, goes in low B. Again, it's not... It looks very vintage, and that's why I like it. Yeah, I'm going to keep it in B. Calm down, Pat. But yeah, it's just like the purple and orange striped wall. It has very simple pumpkin and bat designs on it. It's vintage enough where I really like it. I feel like it could go as low as D, but because it has that nice vintage look, I like it. I like it. Okay, next up we have the spooky garland, and this I feel like is one of the most underrated ones. Like I said, I'm looking for variety, and this one has a bat detail on it, has a ghost detail on it, 2 pumpkin details. It's very, very cute. You string them up all around your wall, and you're having a good time. Just because there's a little ghost, I'm putting it in A. I don't get a ton of use out of this. I've used it in a couple interior builds for Animal Crossing, but the garland is so adorable just because of that ghost. I gotta put it in A. This is a weird rank, right? Okay, I think yours is gonna look very different. Okay, the next one is the spooky lantern set, I think it's what it's called. So this is basically what it is a couple pumpkins with a hay bale near it, and I'm gonna shoot this right up to S. I'm going to go, yeah, better than the cookies. The reason, because you can actually turn this around, and we're getting to a few items that we can do that with. You can turn that around, and you can use it all throughout fall. But the kicker is you can actually put stuff on the hay bale. So you can put like some of the other spooky decorations on there. You can drop a pumpkin on there, which I think looks good. I like general fall decorations too. So that one shoots right up to S. I love that one so much. I use it a ton. The next one is the spooky... I don't even know what this is called. Spooky standing lamp or standing lantern. I don't know what it's called. I feel like for me, this goes probably in... probably in... I don't know, actually. I want to say C. I want to say the highest of the C. I just don't use this item a lot. It's just, basically, it's a little tree with a pumpkin hanging off of it. I do really like the bat decorations, which that's why I'm having my reservations about where it's ranked. But, I like that one. The face changes. I like the customizations, how the face changes and stuff like that. You know what? I'm going to put it in B, and I'm going to put the wallpaper in high C. I like that better. Not as good as the Scarecrow, and I honestly think the Scarecrow could move up, but I'm torn on this one. No, I'm going to put it in low B. Very low B. I think you can utilize it. I've seen it, at the entrance of like graveyards and stuff like that. It's a very solid item. I like it. Okay, next up is the spooky lantern. Right in S, at the highest of S. This is the item, okay? Jack-o'-lanterns and Halloween are like 1 in 1. You can't have one without the other, okay? And I love how bright this is at night. I love the different customizations. But more importantly, you turn this baby around, and it is not only the best Halloween decoration, but it is now the best fall decoration. Put it in a pumpkin patch. It's so versatile. Spooky lantern has to be at the top. It has to be at the top of your list. I like how I'm just feeding you your opinions. No, for me, this is the item right here. And honestly, Spooky Lantern is probably 1 and 2, but I love the Spooky Basket so much. So it's going that high. Anyway. Okay, I need to explain myself about this this next one. Spooky plate setting. I'm actually gonna put it in high C, and I know you might be shocked by that, but it's basically because I can't use this item a ton. I love the different customizations. The customizations are as good as the treat basket. The plate changes, the face on the plate changes, the cup changes, the little cupcake, I think that's what it is, or whatever it is, changes. Everything changes, but I just never use it. It's the item that gets forgotten every single year. So for that reason, it is in C. I think it's an S item, but in terms of like me using it and, you know, the impact that it has on my game, I just don't use it. So for that reason, it is in C, but I do love it. I do love it. Next up is the Spooky Table. And for me, this one goes in F. This is probably the only swing and a miss, I think, in this whole set. And it's basically because of the same reason we just went over. I don't know how to use it. And even like the stool, which I have in high B, it's a great rank. That I can use because it looks like a pumpkin. This is a giant table with a giant jack-o'-lantern face on it. And I just don't know it just looks too fake for me. It looks too fantasy for me, and that's definitely not my vibe. So yeah, it's an F. It's a good item. It looks cool. You can put things on top of it, which is always cool, but I can't use it. I don't know what to use it for. So that's why I have it there. The pumpkin stack goes right up to S. I think right behind the lantern, honestly. The pumpkin stack, super versatile. Again, it has the power of the Spooky Lantern where you can turn it around. You can use it for fall. The customizations are cool too, different colors. And like I said, my favorite thing is having an amazing Halloween setup. And then once Halloween is done, turn that around and still, you know, have an amazing fall setup. So yeah, that item is super cool. Again, it lights up just like the lantern and it is fantastic. I love it. The Spooky Tree. I'm kind of torn on this because now we have the Decayed Tree, which is like the same thing except without the pumpkins. But I still feel like this is an A item. And I'm going to put it all the way near Spooky Arch. I feel like it's that good. It is amazing, man. I think you have to mix it in with the Decayed Trees. You can't have too much of this item. But, the different pumpkins at different angles, you can turn the tree so you have different angles of what pumpkins you want to see. This is a really good item. You can customize it to be like white and like dark wood and stuff. That's a good item right there. That's a good item. And then the Spooky Trick Lamp. This one I feel like is, what did I say was the most underrated? Oh, the garland I said was the most underrated. This one's probably the second most underrated. So it's basically a lamp that if you hit A on, it opens up and there's a little display inside. And depending on the customizations, the display actually changes. So one I think is like a ghost scene. One is like a haunted house scene. This one is a fantastic item. I want to put an A, probably right below the tree, like right below the tree. I think it's that good. I love the customizations and it screams Halloween to me, the different scenes that are in there. Okay, so let's look at my list here. And I think I'm good on everything. Yeah, I think I'm good on everything. The only thing I'm not too sure of is the Scarecrow. I think that could be higher. But this is my list. This is my list. I'm going to give you guys the link in the description. And you guys can submit your own. Post them on Discord. Show me what you got. This is my definitive spooky item tier list. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you again for watching. And let me know if you want me to rank any other item sets, because this was pretty fun. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.